Today we are talking about a very particular New York Rangers trade update that has such a distinct flavor to it that I didn't really know the proper way to title and thumbnail this video without making it as clickbaity as it is. Yeah, that's right, I'm kind of trying to brainstorm. There's a main idea, a sentiment, a soul that is subconsciously underlying every part of this trade update, and it involves the Vancouver Canucks. It's so distinct that I couldn't go out there and ignore it, which is why we are titling and thumbnailing this video the way we are. Anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this idea here and dive into why it is so relevant to the Vancouver Canucks. Take a look at this. Cam Robinson talking about some updates he had heard at the scouting combine. This tweet was from yesterday afternoon. One player whose name keeps popping up here at the combine is New York Rangers D-man K'Andre Miller. I'm told the Rangers have let teams know that he is available, but clubs are weighing that option versus the offer sheet route. There appears to be significant interest in the 25-year-old K'Andre Miller. Now, K'Andre Miller trade talk or offer sheet talk, this isn't new. We have discussed K'Andre on this channel in the past. We've gone over the idea of him getting traded over to the Canucks in a Miller for Miller trade. We had spoken about the idea of the Habs offer sheeting this guy. We also made some videos talking about how K'Andre Miller has improved. And in particular, his 43-point in 79-game campaign in 22-23 was the season where I think a lot of folks started to say, hey, this guy is the real deal. 40-point defensemen do not grow on trees, especially for a guy like K'Andre, who's 6'5", 209. Although, I think a lot of Rangers fans might go out there and say, yeah, the guy's 6'5", but he plays like he's 5'6". Anyways, all criticisms of K'Andre Miller and his game aside, he has declined in point production, although he still has been effective. And when you think about the New York Rangers and their blue line, it's been pretty tough to look at some of the names that have made an impact and look at the names that are projected to being on this Rangers roster in the next little while here. Carson Soucy was getting scratched, and Urho Vakanainen's trying to make an impact. Will Borgen was on the team as well. There are a number of guys that you can say are not necessarily fantastic. Adam Fox isn't one of them. He's one of the best D-men in the NHL. But with K'Andre Miller's name now popping up on the trade rumor board, and other NHL GMs thinking about offer sheeting this guy, there's a very particular flavor that this entire situation puts into our mouths, and it's all courtesy of Greg the Great on the R Hockey subreddit. You see, the Cam Robinson tweet that we had looked at was posted onto R Hockey, and the top reply from Greg the Great says this: the New York Rangers are really gonna run the 2022 Canucks strategy of one franchise D-man and 5 pylons. They even got JT Miller to complete the connection. And, okay, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. I wanted to go out there and look at the Vancouver Canucks D pairings from 2021-2022 because literally every single guy on this team is debatably not great to just straight up bad. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Tyler Myers, Quinn Hughes, Travis Hamonic, Jack Rathbone, Tucker Pullman. Yeah, like, Quinn Hughes is the only good player there. Everybody else is like, okay, well, shucks. Who else is on this team that can actually make an impact? There's a reason why when the Vancouver Canucks traded Travis Hamonic to the Ottawa Senators, I was so happy I had to step out of my dinner at Denny's to record a vlog in the parking lot. That was how bad this Vancouver Canucks D-core was back in the day. Okay, I think Luke Schenn was in there too. He's fine. But really, one good franchise D-man and 5 pylons. That's a really funny way to think about the Canucks and their blue line back in the day. The Rangers seem to be diving down a similar path here. And this reply from Disc Golf Islanders does encapsulated pretty well. I listen to a Rangers podcast every now and then, and they always said this year the Rangers had 1.5 good defensemen. And next year, it looks like it's going to be just 1. Adam Fox can't do all the heavy lifting himself, can he? Well, if you head over to the New York Rangers subreddit, there is a pretty big discussion about this same talking point. K'Andre Miller potentially on the block. Another reply goes out there and says that, hey, I wonder where else we can find a 25-year-old, cost-controlled 6'5" D-man to replace him. This kid was awesome 2 years ago, was great to start the year, and then fell off a cliff with everyone else. Now he's got a real coach to help him. It makes no sense to trade him. A reply says that he's gotten worse every single year since his rookie year. He has no hockey sense, still makes the same dumb mistakes over and over. Not sure why you think his height is relevant. He's also not going to be cost-controlled anymore. He's going to expect a raise despite doing nothing to earn it. I don't trust Drury to get fair value for him, though, so I really hope we get offer-sheeted and don't trade him. That had 8 upvotes. There were folks on the Rangers sub that do agree with this sentiment. But there are a heck of a lot more that are saying things like this. Letting K'Andre Miller go would be a grave mistake. I know fans will be so happy and puff out their chests saying, yeah, we did it. But the reality is there's nobody else in the system that's NHL ready. And don't give Zach Jones. Oh, and to those who want Bowen Byram, he's had 3 concussions. 1 more hit and he's gone. So think of somebody else. Man, the Rangers are fully embracing the Vancouver Canucks strategy of surrounding a franchise D-man with nobody if they end up letting K'Andre Miller go. The JT Miller thing from Vancouver to New York is starting to become a little bit too real. And I wanted to say here, man, take it from me, a Vancouver Canucks fan, that 21-22 Canucks season was bad. It was a really bad year. And I get it, there were still some signs of life in that 21-22 season for the Vancouver Canucks. It wasn't all doom and gloom. There were some things to actually be excited for. JT Miller, out of all people, had himself a bounce-back year after a terrible North Division season. He had 99 points in that season, so that's fine. Maybe he gets a 99-point campaign in New York if he's playing in front of a D-corps that only really has 1 good defenseman and nobody else if they end up letting K'Andre Miller go. I wanted to show you this. It's the 21-22 Vancouver Canucks point production for the defensemen in that season. Quinn Hughes had 68 points, Oliver Ekman-Larsson had 29, and then you had everybody else. Look at this, man. Luke Schenn, Tyler Myers, Brad Hunt, Travis Hamonic, Kyle Burrows, Poolman, Travis Dermott. Tucker Poolman had 3 points in 40 games. Like, what? Bruh, this team was in a rough spot in that time frame. And the Rangers, if y'all want to get a taste of what it's like to have only 1 good defenseman and a whole bunch of everybody else just doing nothing, do it. Let K'Andre Miller go. Don't match whatever offer sheet comes his way. Because if the Rangers are already in a spot where they're thinking about the long-term projectability of this guy, they don't want to pay him whatever it is he's going to get, then, okay, say la vie. Get him off your team. See what you can do with Adam Fox, Zach Jones, Urho Vakanainen, and like Matthew Robertson or whatever. There are a number of names that you can try to ice out there on the Rangers, but yeah, whether or not they're any good remains to be seen. So with all that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this New York Rangers K'Andre Miller trade update, how JT Miller is gonna be in the fold to watching this sort of a D-corps 2 separate times, assuming it goes through. Let me know in the comments, how do you feel about that? I hope you enjoyed this British Ash Roll 9. And I'm trying to get through the outro without laughing. Bye.